You are watching Cable 10, Aurora, Illinois Community Access Channel.
Wayne's World! Wayne's World! Party time! Excellent! Woo, 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 woo! It's Friday, it's 7 p.m., and it's time to party. I'm your excellent host, Wayne Campbell, and with me, as always, is Garth.
Party on, Wayne!
Party on, Garth. We hope everyone at home is doing most excellent. We're all here to raise money for the cultural gem of the Eastside that is Kirkland Performance Center. Isn't that right, Garth?
Yeah. And after we shoots, we scores on the fundraising goal tonight, we'll be throwing the party of the year tomorrow at KPC, featuring my all-time favorite cover band, playing the sweet tunes of my all-time favorite band.
And what band might that be, Garth?
I'll give you a clue. It rhymes with Schmed Schmeplin.
You don't mean the mega excellent all-time best band to ever grace this sweet earth, do you, Garth?
Baby?
You don't mean the 1968 English rock band formed by shred lord Jimmy Page, do you, Garth?
Warmer?
You don't mean the band with a heavy, guitar-driven sound cited as one of the progenitors of hard rock and heavy metal, although their style drew from various influences, including blues and folk, do you, Garth?
Warmer?
I do believe you mean to say your favorite band is Led Zeppelin, Garth.
I do mean to say that.
And do you then mean to tell us that your all-time favorite cover band is Zepparella?
I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Maybe not, Garth. But tonight, we're raising funds for a worthy cause. And that's Kirkland Performance Center's annual fundraiser, Stairway to KPC.
And now, without further ado, please meet your host.
Stairway to KPC! Kirkland, excellent! Woo, 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 woo!
Wow, thank you so much, Wayne and Garth. Everyone give it up for Wayne Campbell and Garth Algar, Led Zeppelin mega fans, and our special guest tonight, straight from Wayne's mom's basement in Aurora, Illinois.
Wow, that movie came out 30 years ago. They look great, and Garth grew a mustache.
Yeah. They look awesome. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Kirkland Performance Center's 2022 virtual gala, Stairway to KPC, where we will pay tribute to the greatest rock band of all time and raise critical funds to support KPC and our impact in the community. I'm Ariel Glassman, KPC superfan and interim development director, and one of your MCs for tonight's festivities. Before we start climbing the stairway to KPC, there's something we'd like to do. We acknowledge the land on which we stand today as the unceded traditional home of the Coast Salish and Duwamish people. We are grateful for their stewardship, past, present, and future. We encourage all of us to consider how we can respectfully live and work as guests on these lands.
Thank you for joining us in resisting the erasure of Indigenous peoples and histories. I'm David Bander, co-MC and managing director of Kirkland Performance Center. You may recognize me as Marty McFly from our 2020 virtual gala, KPC to the Future, or as Luke Skywalker from our 2021 event, KPC Strikes Back. Tonight, I'm here just as myself. I'm definitely not also Garth Algar.
Definitely not. And I'm also definitely not Wayne Campbell.
Definitely not. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for KPC's third virtual fundraising gala. It's hard to believe that the pandemic has been disrupting the performing arts for 2.5 years, and that it's been 3 years since we gathered in person for this annual themed event.
No way! That is hard to believe.
Way! What's not hard to believe is how KPC's awesome donors have stuck with us the whole time, making sure we made it back to this moment, where we've reopened our doors to the public for in-person performances and are poised to invest in our future. We have the best donors, and we've got a great show for them tonight.
Oh, yes, we do. Tonight, you will see a little more from our friends Wayne and Garth, and be treated to amazing performances from Zepparella, the one and only all-female Led Zeppelin cover band.
We're also going to catch you up on the wild roller coaster of the last year at KPC, share more about what the next year holds, and give you the chance to support amazing live performances and concerts right here in Kirkland.
And throughout the show, we'll take you on an insider tour of KPC itself. Why? You'll have to wait until the end of the program to find out, so stay tuned while we climb the stairway to KPC together.
But first, a bit of housekeeping. If you need captions for tonight's event, Click the little CC icon on the bottom right of this video you're watching to turn them on.
Okay, David, that's enough talking. I'm so excited for Zepparella that I might hurl. Can we see their first performance now?
Okay. Everyone, please enjoy the musical stylings of Zepparella.
Woo!
Yeah.
What's up, everyone? Aaron Sternke here. I'm the director of KPC Studios, and we thought it would be fun to take you on a little insider tour of our facility here. So come along with me and let's do it. Okay, first up, let's go talk to Meg Owen. She's our director of marketing and communications, and I think she's outside at the marquee.
Hey Meg, how's it going?
Oh, hey, how's it going?
What are you up to out here?
I'm just I'm just doing the marquee, which is, you know, a really important part of the experience of coming to KPC. It's the first thing that you see. We want it to look really nice, and it's really easy to put together.
Yeah, looks like a pretty fun job, actually.
Yeah, no, it is. It doesn't hurt my arms at all. It's really easy to do.
I'll go right up there.
Except, yeah, but this marquee, this is actually the original paint that was used at Disneyland. So, you know, a bit of the happiest place on earth here in Kirkland as well. I love it.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Meg. Thanks for showing us the marquee.
No worries, no worries. Get.
Wow, thank you, Meg, for taking on the unique challenge that is KPC's marquee, the first stop on our behind-the-scenes tour as we climb the stairway to KPC.
And give it up for Zepparella. They really know how to rock. I'm Jeff Lockhart, the Executive Director of Kirkland Performance Center. I'm also the world's biggest Led Zeppelin fan. And I'm so excited that our theme this year is all about Led Zeppelin. As a matter of fact, I happened on the way out the door, I was so excited I had to grab all my Led Zeppelin records. I got Led Zeppelin 2. I have my spare copy of Led Zeppelin 2 in case I wear the first one out because I listened to it so much. I got Led Zeppelin 3. I got, of course, Led Zeppelin 4. My spare copy, because I listen to Led Zeppelin 4 all the time, right here. Oh my gosh, the Holy Grail, Led Zeppelin Physical Graffiti with the hype sticker. Don't anyone take that from me. And the last album in the Led Zeppelin canon, Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor, in its original paper bag, a vintage mint original copy right there. And so I'm stoked about Led Zeppelin and being here tonight. So we are so excited, and we're excited to be here tonight to raise $150,000 for Kirkland Performance Center. We know that this is an ambitious goal, but I'm 100% confident that we can get there together. Let's take a look at how much we've raised already and check that out. We've raised $105,000 already toward our goal tonight, and that is incredible. We're over halfway to that goal, and thank you for your generosity to make that happen tonight. This is very much thanks to our generous supporters and sponsors, and many thanks to our newest sponsor, Google, the Boeing Company, Uptown Apartments at Kirkland Urban, Mechanical Contractors Association of Western Washington, and Evergreen Health. We also want to recognize the members of our community who stepped up as table captains and bought our Leadhead and groupie tickets. These are some of our most dedicated fans and supporters, and we just could not be more grateful to them for jumping in early and getting this party started. It's also not too early to join them and donate to KPC. Our goal is to make it as easy as possible, and here's how you can do it. You can click the yellow donate button to the right of our video, or you can text Stairway to 53555. One thing to note is that you can choose to pay by check when you make your gift, and it will still count toward our fundraising total in real time, just in case you end up being inspired to give more than you thought you would and don't want to put it on a credit card. And if you give by your phone, our platform will auto-detect any mobile payment apps that you have, and you can use those to give too. You'll hear more from me throughout our gala tonight, but for now, enjoy the Zepparella performances, enjoy our mystery backstage tour, and party on.
Everybody, give it up for Jeff Lockhart, and party on, Jeff.
Party on, Jeff.
There is one more thing that we want everybody to know, which is that we actually have an anonymous donor who will match the first 10 gifts of $500 or more that are made tonight up to $5,000. Hey, David.
Yep.
You remember when we were kids and we didn't have the internet or MP3s, and if we wanted to impress someone, we had to make an actual mixtape?
Yes, although I've tried to wipe all of those memories from that period of my life out of my brain.
Well, check out this next video because Jeff made a mixtape for our donors.
Oh, cool. Well, I hope they like it. After all, we can't pull off bringing live performance and youth arts education to the Eastside without them.
It's pretty rad. See for yourself.
This last year was, without a doubt, one of the most challenging in KPC's existence. Sometimes I imagine the year as a Led Zeppelin compilation album called Stairway to KPC. But it kicked off with When the Levee Breaks. At the beginning of the year, it felt like the whole performing arts industry was just piling sandbags and doing whatever we could to stop the flooding from the Omicron wave from destroying what we had tried to rebuild. This wasn't just a metaphorical flood, it was also actually 2 floods in our building that affected KPC operationally and financially. I was at home one Friday night, my phone rang. I'll never forget, it was David Bander, KPC's managing director, calling me, and he said the words, "Dude, we're flooding." And my wife and I jumped in the car, went to the hardware store, got a whole bunch of sandbags, and Andrea and I and David and our technical director, Justin Spathy, spent the evening stopping that flood and trying to save what we worked so hard to build. That was extremely challenging to deal with while we were constantly pivoting in response to the evolving circumstances of the pandemic. The next track on our album will be Led Zeppelin's Good Times, Bad Times. Our industry has changed dramatically. KPC has stayed intentionally nimble since I became the executive director 8 years ago. But the pandemic has instilled a sense of whiplash where the only constant is change, which is hard even for the most nimble organization. One minute we're reopening, and the next minute there's this new variant that gives us no choice but to pull the plug. Much of the small theater touring industry struggled to get back out on the road until just recently, after having shut their businesses and operations completely down for the pandemic. Even with the mask and vaccine mandates in place, there's still a lot of public uneasiness at attending gatherings, and many touring acts that normally sell out just haven't this year. That's when we needed our donor community the most, and they really stepped up. At the end of Good Times, Bad Times, Robert Plant sings, "You can feel the beat within my heart. Realize, sweet babe, we ain't ever gonna part." To feel that from our donors when so much else is uncertain has helped us keep going. The next track would be Whole Lotta Love. One thing I'm really proud of is how our community partner program sprang back to life this year. Since July of 2021, dozens of nonprofit community partners have used our facilities to rehearse and perform for their fans and audiences. It's heartening to see people in Kirkland and the Eastside as eager to write and sing and act and fall in love with the arts as they were pre-pandemic. It's our privilege to be the place where they can make it happen. The last track on our mixtape for the year would be Ramble On. It's still a very uncertain time in our industry, but one thing I'm certain of is that our team's not going anywhere. And even though the road might continue to be bumpy for a while, I know that we can count on you to step up and hold tight to this community connected by culture that we've created together. Together, we're going to keep going, to ramble on and sing our song.
Okay, that was an awesome mixtape. I think Jeff might really be the world's biggest Led Zeppelin fan.
And he apparently likes to up our fundraising goal without telling us. You might have heard him say 150,000. Our goal tonight is 135, although I wouldn't be mad if we got to 150. So yes, Jeff is the world's biggest Led Zeppelin fan. In fact, he gave me a bunch of Led Zeppelin trivia questions he was pretty sure you couldn't answer.
As our friend Wayne says, pshaw right, and monkeys might fly out of my butt.
Okay, big guy, let's test that against our audience at home. Everyone watching tonight, join us for a round of Led Zeopardy. I'm ready to offer 2 complimentary tickets to any KPC presented show this season in exchange for you showing up, Mr. Managing Director over here, with your A-level Led Zeppelin knowledge.
If you want to show me up, here's how to play. Head over to the link below to answer. If more than one person gets it right, we'll select a random winner from all those who answered correctly.
The answer is, this Led Zeppelin member once lived in a haunted house, formerly owned by occult philosopher Aleister Crowley. You have until the end of the next Zepparella song, about 10 minutes from now, to submit your answers, in the form of a question, and no cheating. We know you have the internet at your fingertips, but we're counting on your honor to keep this all on the up and up, and it's multiple choice.
In the meantime, please welcome back Wayne Campbell and Garth Algar, straight from Wayne's mom's basement, for our first ever KPC Top 10 list.
Let's do this.
Wayne's World, party time, excellent! Woo, 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 woo! Welcome back to Wayne's World.
Does Zepparella rock or what?
Yeah.
And I have 2 front row center seats to see them at KPC tomorrow night.
No way!
Way! And before we get to more shreddage, let's talk to the viewers about the top 10 things that happened at KPC in the last year.
Stairway to KPC, Kirkland, excellent! Woo, 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 woo! All right, top 10.
As we all know, KPC is more than just a place where the Eastside community gathers to rock out.
Excellent. Party on, Kirkland.
KPC is also a non-profit that parties on in ways that enrich the community and bring people together.
All right, number 10. KPC reopened after 2 years of being closed to the public during the Great Quar. KPC finally opened its doors to the public.
Far out. Number 9. With the help of KPC Studios, dozens of nonprofits streamed their annual fundraisers from KPC, raising over $7.5 million for their organization's missions.
Shawing! Enough said. Number 8. KPC co-produced a fundraising concert to raise money for Ukraine and raised over $17,000 in humanitarian relief efforts in that region.
That is epic.
I know.
Number 7. Wayne learned Freebird.
Number 6. The first post-Pando show to sell out was Rise Up. They put on a killer show for a great audience, and it felt like things were finally getting back to normal at KPC. See reference photo.
Number 5. Since last year, over 25,000 people have enjoyed live events at KPC.
Nice. Number 4. There were, count 'em, 1, 2 major floods in the KPC Theater this year.
Bummer.
Yeah, not so mega excellent. That's 2 floods that KPC successfully thwarted.
Now that's mega excellent.
Right on, KPC staff.
Right on, KPC staff.
Number 3. 65 different organizations presented shows in the KPC Theater to bring their own artistic expression to our community.
Number 2, KPC streamed a bunch of live shows for free on their YouTube channel, adding to their ongoing effort to make the performing arts more accessible to the public than ever before.
Most excellent. And finally, number 1, KPC Studios launched a new youth arts education program, Rock Show Production Camp. Kids aged 13 to 18 work with the KPC production crew to learn how to operate lights and sound for live concerts.
Far out. As you can see, KPC had a stellar year.
Without a doubt, Garth. And now, without further ado, please welcome back your hosts.
Party on, David.
Party on, Ariel.
Hey KPC, it's Tia Carrere, aka Cassandra. I'm here by the side of the road in Los Angeles, but I hear that you are having your annual fundraising gala. And I know that's important for performing arts centers, particularly what we just went through. So Wayne and Garth, friends of mine, were your hosts this year. So your friends there at KPC wanted Cassandra to ask you guys to give big, open your hearts and your checkbooks and support the arts and party on. Zang.
Thank you, Wayne, Garth, and Cassandra. Wow, that Cassandra sure is amazing, and Garth, oh, he is funny.
That was so cool. And I think you mean Wayne is funny.
No, Garth.
Wayne.
Garth.
Wayne.
Garth.
Wayne. Okay, you know, we actually have better things to do. We're going to recognize some of our donors right now.
Oh, yeah, okay. We want to shout out to some of the amazing donors who donated or pledged in advance of tonight's event. At the $10,000 level, many thanks go to an anonymous donor, Stephen Lutz, and Sandeep and Sukriti Singhal. At the $7,500 level, we want to recognize the generous Bob and Sue Malty.
At the $5,000 level, many thanks go to Kathy and Greg Fowler, Joan McBride and Margaret Meister, and Karen Snepp, along with our anonymous $5,000 Matching Challenge donors. And thank you to David and Leslie Feller for your contribution of $3,500.
At the $2,500 level, we'd like to thank and recognize Jeffrey Cole and Chris McKenzie, Dawn and Marilee Dix, Rich and Pat Mialovich, David and Kim Nakanishi, Sandy and Neil Perlmutter, and Susan Ronig and Greg Robin. Thank you all. Your reward? Another awesome Zepparella performance.
And don't forget, last call to play Led Zeppelin. If you haven't played yet, head to the link below and throw your hat in the ring. Now, take it away, Zepparella.
Hey everyone, Aaron here. I am now sitting in our tech booth. This is the place at the back of the house where basically everything technical behind the scenes is happening. So behind me here, I have all of our video streaming equipment. I'm in the video streaming control booth right now. So all of our cameras, our multiple cameras, we have 5 to 8 cameras per show. They come in here to this switcher, and I can switch between them, and I can see all of the different cameras on the screen behind me here. And then we use this gear to stream it out to the world. So not only can people who are in the room enjoy what's going on the stage, but anyone with an internet connection or even just a phone, they can join us and see what we're getting up to here at KPC. To the right of me is our lighting and projection booth. This is where all of our amazing lighting programming happens and projection for our back screen and our psych. And then to the right of that is our streaming audio mix booth. And this is a place where someone mixes the audio specifically for the live stream. So when we're doing streams, it doesn't only look great, but it sounds great too. And then of course, around the corner from where I am right now, out in the house, is our front of house audio position. This is where the audio gets mixed for all of you lovely people sitting in the seats. So as you can see, there's a lot that goes into the technical aspects of what we do here at KPC. We've had a lot of fun putting these systems together over the past several years, and we just look forward to leveling up in the years to come.
Thank you, Aaron, for showing us around the tech booth on our tour of KPC. Folks, believe it or not, he is up there right now mixing our live stream gala for you from that very booth.
And how about Zeppelin? I would love to see them live sometime.
Well, you are in luck, because this year our gala is a 2-part event. In addition to the live stream virtual gala you're watching right now, Zeppelin is playing a live benefit concert at KPC tomorrow night, including a raffle where you can win Wayne's Les Paul guitar. Tickets are still on sale at kpcenter.org and at our box office, and every concert and raffle ticket sold will be added to tonight's fundraising total.
Speaking of which, it's time to check the progress toward our fundraising goal. Looks like we're up to $106,762. This is awesome. Thank you, donors. I guess they really liked Jeff's mixtape.
I guess so. And maybe one of them is our lucky Led Zeppelin champion. Let's find out. So the correct response to the clue, which Led Zeppelin member once lived in a haunted house previously owned by occult philosopher Aleister Crowley, is, who is Jimmy Page? From the early 1970s to the early 1990s, Jimmy Page owned the Boleskine House, formerly owned by Aleister Crowley. And the home was built on top of a church that had burned down, and Page claimed to have had multiple paranormal experiences there. David, who's our winner?
Well, we chose at random from 7 correct respondents. Our smart and lucky Led Zeppelin champion is Colin Jackson.
Colin!
Congratulations.
Awesome.
We'll reach out after the gala to coordinate your complimentary concert tickets. Now, we're going to see how KPC has adapted our strategies for community impact during the pandemic and even created new programs with the support of this community. Let's take a look.
Kirkland Performance Center started out in 1998, bringing the best in performing arts to the Eastside. Almost 25 years later, we still do. But our vision for how we build community through culture has expanded. Even though 2022 has been a rocky road for live touring performances, we found other ways to impact the community on the East Side. I am so proud that this summer we launched our first ever youth arts education program, the KPC Rock Show Production Camp. Man, that was awesome. I've always believed that music and the arts are not a spectator sport. This is how we actually get young people attached and caring about the arts, even if you're not a musician yourself. So we created a 2-day immersive behind-the-scenes experience in July for students ages 13 to 18, covering all aspects of live music and show production. Our campers even got to work with KPC's team of tech pros to produce a real concert by team participants in the School of Rock in Bellevue and Linwood. Arts and music education is experiential, and we want kids to get out of the seat and onto the stage, and to demystify what it takes to actually produce something on the stage. But our evolution doesn't stop there. When you connect a community through culture, art and music bring people together around our values. We were pleased to host the live stream Music from Ukraine Refugee Benefit Concert, where 3 of the region's top klezmer bands performed music from Ukraine to raise funds for charities assisting refugees from the war in Ukraine, including Doctors Without Borders and the Global Giving Ukraine Crisis Relief Fund. This year we continued our work with the streaming production arm KPC Studios. We've hosted some great virtual live stream performances by local and national artists. And we've also hosted and done technical and creative production for over 20 nonprofits who have raised $7.5 million through virtual fundraising events broadcast from KPC stages.
My name is Kevin Glackencoley. I'm the Executive Director at Facing Homelessness. During the pandemic, when nonprofits like ours weren't able to hold in-person events, KPC was a lifesaver because of their ability to help us host a virtual event when we had no experience doing that at all. And we were able to share our message and our story with people around the community live from their theater. Our event was for the Block Project, which is a program where we build Living Building Challenge certified homes in the backyards of homeowners throughout Seattle. These homes have electricity, shower, cooking facilities, and provide safe, stable, healthy housing for people exiting homelessness. KPC was integral in our having successful events these last 2 years. From taking an empty stage and helping us create a place that looked like our organization and helping us tell our story in a way that was consistent with how we would have done it in an in-person event was monumental. We never would have been able to do that on our own, and they made it easy, comfortable. It was a live show, but we did a run-through beforehand, so when the lights went live, we were all set and ready to go, and they walked us through it. Thank you to KPC for partnering with us and other organizations through these years of the pandemic. We were able to connect with our community in a way that we would not have been able to do on our own, and we look forward to partnering with you regardless of what the world brings at us in the future.
For 2 years in a row now, we've had the privilege of hosting organizations like Facing Homelessness, Rainier Scholars, and Den Show. It is a privilege for us to be able to be part of how these nonprofits are changing lives and minds on a daily basis. When you're investing in KPC, your donations aren't just about bringing performances to the Eastside, you're amplifying the good work done by other nonprofits all over Puget Sound.
Hi, I'm Rachel Kiefer, KPC's box office manager. The next stop on your insider tour of KPC is someplace you've probably been many times, the seats in our main stage theater. What you may not know is that these seats are the original seats that were installed in 1998 when KPC was initially built. There are 394 seats and 13 rows in the house. One of the things that makes KPC so special is the steep rake of the house, which provides excellent sight lines throughout the theater. The farthest seat is just 40 feet from the stage, meaning that any seat puts you close to the magic that happens live.
Many thanks to our box office manager, Rachel, for showing us around KPC's theater seats. The thanking continues with another group of donors who supported the gala with early pledges. Thank you so much to Susan Chandy and Robert Weiss and Jan Wary for their pledges of $2,000, and to Martin and Colleen Talker for their contributions of $1,500.
We have many donors to thank at the $1,000 level, including Gail and Steve Brilling, Steve and Sue Conrad, Chuck and Brandy Dorset, Kathy and Jim Feek, Pam and Jim Jardine, David and Amy Moutal, Liz Hunt and Ben Schreiber, and Amy and Jim Wallen.
And now, let's hear one more time. Oh, hang on a second. I got a text from Garth. He says, we scored a super secret surprise interview just for the KPC audience. Bring us back on before I get so nervous that I spew? What do you say, Ariel?
Let's get over there before he spews.
Okay.
After that, we'll come back to KPC Executive Director Jeff Lockhart.
Wayne's World! Wayne's World! Party time! Excellent! Woo, 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 woo! Welcome back. I don't know about you, Garth, but I'm more stoked on KPC than ever.
Me too, Wayne. Me too.
I'm told we have a super secret guest calling into the show for us to interview.
No way! Who?
Who is it, Garth? Garth? What is it? Garth, what does it say? No way. Why? Whoa! We're not worthy! We're not worthy! We're not worthy!
Mr. Plant, Shredlord, sir. What did you think of the Zepparella renditions of your great works, sir?
Just one of those things that was great, happened for about 20 minutes and it was very nice.
Far out! And I see you have the rest of the band plus Phil Collins there with you, sir. Mr. Collins, any thoughts on KPC's mission tonight? Do you think they'll reach their fundraising goal with our help?
It has become a very high-profile event now. This is very, very high-profile, and it doesn't really take a lot if everybody was to give a bit more. If everybody was to give $5, but I mean, it's a lot of money, you know.
Far out. Thank you, Drumlord, sir. I understand you were recently at a sold-out show at KPC. How was your experience at the cultural hub of the Eastside?
I saw about 90,000 kids out there, all with their arms up, loving every minute of it. So, although the ragged edges, and there were probably a lot of ragged edges because they were a band, you know, and they would sit, but I think that the kids out there actually loved every minute of it, and I thought it was fantastic.
And, sir, the performing arts have had a very hard couple of years. Any advice for KPC and their supporters moving forward?
The awareness is there now, I should imagine, you know? And we just have to hope that the problem is being alleviated somewhat and the distribution of the alleviation is done correctly, you know?
And we just heard from KPC's executive director, Jeff Lockhart. Any thoughts on his remarks?
Well, he's a real special guy, and he's a moralist. I know that if he's watching this now, he's never going to forgive me. But he's a gentleman, and he's everything I wish that I could be myself. Yeah, he's a real good guy.
Right on. And our host, Ariel Glassman, has played an instrumental role in shaping this event. Care to comment?
He was a great soul, wonderful girl.
And finally, with respect, Sir Shredlord, sir, you don't seem to enjoy talking about Led Zeppelin's legacy in your interviews, but I would like to know how you would view that legacy through today's lens.
I do like to talk about it, but you see, the thing is that generalizations, short-term generalizations about a career, you never actually get to the real soul of Led Zeppelin, either on, you know, in discussion on the radio or in quick things on the TV or even sort of straight, quick journalism. And Led Zeppelin was a very sensitive and beautiful animal beast. And I think that I respect it, and I want the whole sort of effigy of Led Zeppelin to maintain its respect through time rather than keep on using it as a sort of hitch for my career.
Mega excellent! Thank you, sir, for being there for KPC tonight. We are not worthy.
Wayne, I'm so excited I think I'm going to hurl.
Hold on to your lunch, Garth. We have one very last special message from Jeff Lockhart.
Excellent. Let's get to it.
Wayne's World! Wayne's World! Party time! Excellent! Woo, 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 woo!
Wow, thank you, Wayne and Garth. I could never have anticipated that we would have gotten a private interview with Led Zeppelin. That's a big part of my job as the leader of this organization, anticipating what's coming and ensuring that KPC can respond, react, and plan ahead to conquer any challenges that come our way. That's been one of the hardest aspects of the pandemic for arts organizations. None of us could have anticipated what the pandemic would do to our ability to carry out our artistic missions. There's no such thing as certainty in this business anymore. When things are uncertain, we have to be ready to pivot rapidly to navigate the situation. And KPC has done that countless times over the last several years. We've pivoted through situations that other arts organizations weren't able to survive. And there are 3 reasons that we were able to do that. First was smart, strategic thinking. like figuring out how to create virtual concerts and programming that were on par with the shows that we normally would have produced, and coming up with new strategies for managing our finances. Second was our home. We were able to leverage our facility not just to help ourselves programmatically and financially, but to help other nonprofits with their virtual fundraising. But the third one is the kicker. Without it, we couldn't have taken advantage of the first two. The third reason we survived is that we had unrestricted, flexible funding in place. Having unrestricted funds meant we could immediately catalyze the solutions we came up with to the challenges of the pandemic. It meant that we could recover from the setbacks from the floods in our building. It meant that we could invest in technology and equipment for world-class stream performances and broadcasts. It meant that we could retain or quickly rehire staff members without whom this place would come to a screeching halt. It meant that we could even start new programs this past summer. And that's what we're here to do tonight, to make sure that KPC has the flexible funding we need to continue our comeback to live performance and navigate the continued uncertainty ahead. Even in normal years, community members like you are our primary source of unrestricted donations. In years like the past few, we've needed you more than ever, and you came through. And I'm asking you to come through for us again tonight. My dream tonight is that we will reach and exceed our fundraising goal of $135,000. Can we check on our fundraising progress just one more time? Wow, $119,772. We are so close. Thank you so much. If you haven't made your donation yet tonight, now is the time. If you've already made a gift, it's not too late to make another gift. If you had a certain amount in mind to donate tonight, please consider stretching your gift even higher if you can help us make that goal. Click the yellow donate button next to the video on our Give Butter page where you're watching, or you can text Stairway to 53555. Remember, the pay by check option is there if you really want to stretch your gift. Thank you in advance for what you're helping us to accomplish. While you're finishing up your gifts, let's hear one more time from the amazing Zeppelin, and then take one more sneak peek inside KPC.
everybody, come on in. I'm Justin Spathy, Technical Director here at Kirkland Performance Center. We're hanging out in the green room. This is where all of our artists will hang out before a show, during a show, getting comfortable and getting their vibe on for the show. We have some couches where people could take some long needed rest before the show, just hang out. We've had some famous artists back here on these couches. Why don't you follow me down this way? I'll show you our awesome dressing rooms. Got a couple of really large dressing rooms, so we can fit a multitude of people in here with some bathrooms, some pianos so people can warm up on before the show. All of them connect this way so we can see what a principal dressing room looks like. In here we'll have more of your lead dressing room where your most famous artist would be. Let's go this way and check out the stage. Let's head over this way to the fly rail. This is a little scene part of the theater. Not many people get to come back and take a look at it, but each one of these lines actually corresponds to a pipe we have above the stage, where we would usually either have scenery, curtains, all of our lighting will all be suspended there, and it has to be counterweighted somehow so we can fly it in nice and easy. Just for a little bit of information, this is about 800 pounds worth of steel stage weight that we would have on these battens. And it just takes nothing for us to pull these in and out because of this counterweighted system. So this is actually one of our most important elements we use here at Kirkland to bring you entertainment. This is actually one of KPC's hazers. So when you see those fun atmospheric effects with all the lighting, you can see all the beams and stuff. This is what's primarily driving it. We have a fan that will push all that on stage for you to see. Even though people seldom see it, this is something we use on the daily here to bring you entertainment at Kirkland Performance Center. And you know, it's been a workhorse. This is all original install to the building, and it's still kicking.
Hello again. Tonight we've taken you on a tour of KPC. The last stop on this tour is right here, the stage. It has hosted thousands of performances. Everything from Mavis Staples to Kenny G, to cultural festivals, to children's musical theater, to nonprofit virtual fundraising events, everything. We've had stunt dogs jumping through rings of fire on this stage, and acrobats on tour from China who built a tower of chairs that reached to the top of the KPC ceiling, and that's a long way up. As a matter of fact, our season of 18 new shows is going on sale this coming Tuesday. You're not going to miss the announcement on Monday, so if you're not already on it, make sure you visit kpcenter.org and join our mailing list. You might wonder why we took you on a tour of KPC tonight. We're about to turn 25, an age that heralds a new stage of life and where you start to define your future. Well, we have big plans for the future of this place. Over the next 3 to 4 years, KPC is going to embark on a major renovation that will upgrade and modernize our home to better serve both artists and audiences. Every stop on the tour of KPC tonight is something that needs to be updated or replaced in order for us to manifest the best possible experiences for our community, our team, and the artists we present. The rest of the world will hear more about this next year, but we wanted to give you, our most stalwart supporters, the inside scoop before anyone else. It's going to take a lot of work and fundraising to pull this off. When you heard me ask you for flexible, unrestricted funding a few minutes ago, that wasn't for renovations. But those dollars will help us maintain the resources, staffing, and programs we need to demonstrate to the community later on that we're worthy of major capital investments. And speaking of unrestricted funding, it's time to see whether or not we made our goal tonight. So let's take a final look at that thermometer.
Oh,
yes.
yes.
We did it. Everyone in the audience collectively contributed $135,922.
Oh my gosh, thank you to everyone for believing in KPC and the work that we do. We could not have done this without you.
And now I get to say something to you that we couldn't say last year or the year before. And whether that's at Zepparella benefit concert tomorrow or another show in our season, I can't wait to see you at the theater.
Yes, good job, you guys.
Oh. Let's go.
Oh my God.